All right. Hey, welcome back to Charles on Sports. I'm Mike here, and I'm out here in Ohio tonight, just doing what I do. Zach has got the hat on. How's it going?
Good. Doing good.
Love the hat.
Okay.
That's glorious.
Yeah, it's a big weekend for Mexico. So
Absolutely.
break it out. Yeah. Um, talk about the fights, but I don't know if you've seen this yet. I don't even know if you can see it on my phone.
Yeah, kind of, sort of. UFC 295, Madison Square Garden. Nice.
John Jones and Stipe, official.
Well, that's good. At least they're not screwing around with it anymore.
I agree.
Honestly, don't know how much of a fight it's going to be.
I don't either. But that and they said Leon versus Covington will happen. Probably on the same card.
Okay, well that would be a better fight. But
Mhm.
at least these guys are doing something, so that's solid.
I'm just glad John Jones is back fighting. I didn't know if he'd fight again, honestly.
Yeah, I kind of figured he might just call it quits. You know, he proved his point. Hey, I got 2 titles. I don't need you. I don't need anything else. But knowing him, he probably needs the money too. So I'd figure that he'll probably want a couple fights at least.
I agree. I'm just
Yeah,
glad they finally did it. So
yeah, that's good.
I Stipe doesn't deserve it.
No,
Uh, but with that said, it's kind of like his name, or not. Maybe not his name, but his resume and what he's done.
well, I
Got
mean,
him that.
statistically speaking, Stipe Miocic is the best heavyweight fighter of all time. Now, what
Yeah,
did those statistics mean? Not a whole hell of a lot, but I mean that's pretty much what it is.
I agree.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to show you that because I just saw it right before we got on. So
Okay, that's cool.
um, yeah, we can talk about the ones that are tomorrow. I've been so busy. I'm sorry.
No, it's
But
okay, man. Yeah, we just came back from Texas Roadhouse. Shout out to them. Sweet tea was solid. The steak was cooked well. Probably most of the time I can make steaks better than them, but hey, pretty good tonight. And the honey butter is always a good thing, or the sugar butter, or whatever that stuff is. That creamy, buttery goodness that you slather all over the hot rolls. It's good for you, kids. Try it out.
I didn't like that sentence and those words. But I know what you mean.
Hey, at least I didn't say roosters. Okay,
Okay.
not
All right.
yet.
All right. Let's talk about fights before you go on your tangent.
All right, man. We got UFC 290 coming up tomorrow. Couple of
Um,
title fights.
International Fight Week.
That's right, man.
Shout out to my buddy Striker. Um, he's Mexican. I know we're pulling for the same guys this weekend. So if he is
Cool.
watching this, miss you, man. Um, it's a pretty fun card. I don't know if you just saw, but the Australian boxer dude, Della Maddalena,
Yeah.
the other guy pulled out.
Yeah, I saw that.
So that fight's scrapped, which is sad. Um, is what it is. Um, but fun card. I think the fights are gonna be really good tomorrow.
Yeah, I think
Uh,
so. You know, right at the top, you got the featherweight championship. Alexander Volkanovski, the champ against Yair Rodriguez, who is and I hate to say this, interim champ. I neither one of us care anything about the interim crap.
no, I mean he
Yeah.
beat Josh Emmett, which Josh Emmett's one thing he does is overhand.
Yeah.
But Yair's really good. He's snappy and he's fast and he has power and he's really good on the ground. But he's gonna get volked. He is. Volkanovski's too good. I think he's still angry that he lost to Islam.
Yeah.
I think he's coming to prove a point, and but I think this is Volkanovski's most dangerous fight.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely so. I mean, if nothing else, Rodriguez has got about 6 inches of height on him, although that hasn't seemed to make a bit of difference in Volkanovski's fights.
well, what Volkanovski's gonna do is he's gonna use switching his stance to get close, like he always does.
Mhm.
But Volkanovski's really good at kicks down the middle
Yeah,
and using his elbows and stuff like that. So it's not gonna be a wash in the first 2 rounds. But after that, I think Volkanovski's gonna take him down and pummel him a little bit. I could be wrong. I don't think he's gonna knock him out though, because Yair has the Mexican chin.
yeah,
So
he's tough as a $2 steak, as Jim Ross would say, Boomer Sooner. Um, the thing about Yair Rodriguez is what I was reading about earlier today. He was saying that his unpredictability is going to be tough for Volk in this fight. Volk was saying the same thing. Now, these guys show respect for each other pretty good. Volk's not much into the trash talk, and that's a little refreshing. Sometimes it's good to hear the WWE style back and forth with the promo jabs, but this has been nothing but respect. And Rodriguez does have that. He can come out. He can do any style. He's dangerous on the ground. He's dangerous on his feet. He strikes well. He's got submission wins. Common opponents. He lost to Max Holloway a few fights back. Volk dominated Max last time out. That's not all there is to it. But I tell you one thing. I am kind of tired of me picking against Volkanovski. All right,
yeah, yeah, it's
because
kind of like what's his name? Usman. I
yeah,
picked against Usman so long, and he's kept beating everyone up.
exactly.
So
Yeah.
I'm not picking against him in this one. I think early on he'll have some trouble making his reads, but I think he's gonna figure out something that works because he always does. So
Yeah, I really think that Volkanovski is just on another level. This is nothing against Yair Rodriguez. He's a very talented fighter, and yeah, he's got that interim belt. He's going to be. I don't know if they'll even have that belt in the ring or not, but he's got that. He earned that. He's had some big wins. He is very unpredictable out there, and you never know. But I don't think we're going to have a finish in this fight. Um, I do think that Rodriguez could get one round, maybe the second, but I'm looking at a clear 40, 49, 46 decision. Absolutely no doubt about it. Alexander Volkanovski retains.
I think Yair's gonna take one of the first 2 rounds and then maybe one later. But I think Volkanovski's gonna. I mean, he has different game plans for what happens in the fight. His fight
Mhm.
IQ is so high. He's good at adjusting.
Yeah.
Um, so I think, if he doesn't look good early on the feet, he's gonna wrestle. If he tries to wrestle early, he's gonna try to box.
Mhm.
So I just think we're living right now through an era we'll look back on and be like, that guy is one of the best. And Volkanovski's that guy. Like him or not. It's
Yeah,
true.
I like him. I've liked him for a while. I just would find some kind of bogus reason to think he was going to lose.
I like the guy, but he beat Max Holloway 3 times and that made me sad.
Yeah,
So
yeah, me
I
too. Uh,
wins. I don't think he will.
oh man, your sound went wacko there.
Huh?
Yeah, I lost you for a second.
Oh.
You need to drink a little bit of Rooster's hot sauce and try that one again. Okay.
Yeah, shut up. All right. Brandon Moreno and Pantoja. These two have fought twice already. They fought on Tough, and Moreno got cut after that loss. And then they fought again in the UFC, and Moreno got cut again.
Mm-hmm. That's
Came
right.
back, became champ. Um, Pantoja's really good. He's really slick on the ground. It's really fast. I just think Moreno, he's so fundamentally sound. He has really good Mexican style boxing. You know, that
Mhm.
little swing they have in their arm, and he's really good at what he wants to do.
Yeah.
And he can wrestle too. So I think on the ground it can be a fun fight. On the feet it can be a fun fight. I think Moreno's gonna finish him. I think later rounds, probably fourth round, I think he'll TKO probably on the ground, maybe ground and pound. I think he's gonna get him out of there. But Pantoja's gonna throw some crazy stuff. Pantoja's kind of like Yair,
Mhm.
like throwing the spinning stuff, the whipping kicks and stuff like that. So
Yeah, he's
uh,
gonna go for it, man. And yeah, I'll be the first to say that going back in the early days of the UFC, even when they they started with the lightweight, the 155 division, which was for a while was the smallest weight class, and there weren't any of the ladies fighting at the time. I was definitely one of those guys that thought I don't want to watch these little guys fight. These guys suck. Yeah, if they're not 280-pound heavyweights throwing heat for 3 minutes before they gas out. I don't want to watch this crap. But over time, we've seen that the smaller weight classes or the just the athletic ability and the talent that they've got is just out of this freaking world. These guys are 125, the flyweight, and oh my god, they move fast out there.
yeah, and they don't get tired either.
Yeah,
So
it's
it's
incredible.
it's a constant fight. It's not, let's see if this guy's gonna gas out. It's neither guy's gonna back up or slowly drift away. They're gonna throw heat for 5 rounds if they
Yeah,
have.
yeah.
So I think that's fight of the night. Um, Either that or where is it? Robbie Lawler, and we'll get to that.
Yeah, let's talk about that one later. He deserves his own
Yeah, I agree.
statue.
Um, I agree. All
With
right.
yeah, with just one more thing with Marino, I think I really like him. I mean, he's had that epic what do you call it, quadruple fight with
Yeah.
Figueroa, and
Figure.
yeah, I said his name right. I hopefully he won't punch me for saying that, but Marino is just he's had 5 straight title fights. He's got that 5 round experience multiple times. And he's probably got a chip on his shoulder for this, just because he's been in the octagon with this guy twice and come out, however you want to say it, he's come out on the losing end.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think um I really think he gets it done. Definitely the history there. Technically, it's a trilogy fight. They don't count the
no,
Ultimate Fighter fight as the first fight, but technically it is
hmm,
their third time fighting. So, anytime someone beats you, you always want to get it back,
yeah,
and you beat him twice. So
yeah,
I'm sure he's gonna want to go in there and beat him up.
oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna say I've got this, yeah, like the same as I do in the featherweight co-main event. I'm gonna take Marino 49-46. I would not be surprised if he got like a fourth round TKO ground and pound, but pretty close fight. I think it's going to be closer than the Volkanovski fight, but I'm going to take Brandon Marino to retain and hopefully retire that damn interim belt forever, 49-46.
I agree. Um, we got a big middleweight fight for who fights Wilder next.
Yeah,
Um,
man.
I love Whitaker. I do. Um, if Adesanya didn't exist, Whitaker probably has 9 title defenses right now. Um,
Yeah, I mean, I don't have Bobby Knuckles his stats pulled up right now, but I mean, I think since 2014, the only times he's lost has been twice against Izzy.
Yep, hasn't lost another fight, and he's beat guys like Yoel Romero, Cannonier, destroyed Vittori bad,
Yeah,
um, beat Darren Till when he was still good, you know.
yeah.
Um, Whitaker's the man. It's just he happened to be born at around the same time as he was, so that's why he's not champ. But he might get another crack at him if he wins tomorrow, and I think he does. Uh, Duplessis is skilled. You can't be skilled and be at the top 10 in the world in
Yeah,
any fighting organization. So he's good.
he's
He just got
undefeated. He's undefeated in UFC.
he is.
Um,
Um, he
he's in my opinion here. I'm looking at his victories here: Derek Brunson, Darren Till, Brad Tavares, Traven Giles. Good dudes. Uh, Nothing like what Whitaker's done. Um, the Duplessis has got one heck of a mouth on him. I tell you, he likes to talk a lot of smack.
Yeah, he does, and I think it's gonna get him chinned. I
Yeah, I
think
think he's going to get his ass kicked in this one.
100%. Whitaker's gonna beat him up. This is it's crazy because Whitaker is so good and Duplessis is pretty good. Um, but he is so outmatched in this fight. Um, Whitaker said it was a dangerous fight because of that, because he has nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Yeah,
So, I think Whitaker is gonna beat up on him. I really do, and I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to turn around and fight Izzy in Australia in a couple months.
yeah, they should. If everything works out and he comes out of this unscathed, they
I
should
think
do
he
it.
will. Yeah, I don't think Dricus is gonna bust up the Reaper. I really don't. I
No.
think Whitaker's gonna do bad things to him on pay per view. I really
Do
do.
you know off the top of your head if that Aussie card is that going to be in the 60,000 seat? Was that the cricket
Marvel,
stadium or
yeah,
Australian Rules Football Stadium? I think it
yeah.
is.
So I think it should be if they can manage to get Whitaker and Izzy again.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah,
I'm not sure yet. The only fight for sure they have, Kai Kara France is back,
yeah.
and Tai Tuivasa. What? Shut your mouth.
Sorry. Hey, hey. I'm a dude.
You
I'm entitled to change my opinion on the guy. I liked him last time. I don't care for him now. I don't know why.
because he lost the BS decision, you don't like him anymore? You're a dweeb for
Call
that
me a
one.
fair weather fan, man.
You are fair weather, just like that shiny spot on your head. Um,
Hey, look, I'm still trying to toying around with my production quality. I got a brand new phone just a couple days ago, and before we went live, I was testing it um, to see if I could run the video through there. And I hadn't quite figured it out yet. I only had about 5 minutes to test. I didn't like what it looked like, um, but probably will next time. Probably my production value will be up a little bit. But man, I can't do nothing about this spot on my head. You know?
well, it's blinding me, so I think you should turn the light off.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me turn
I'm
it
just
down a little bit.
all right. Next fight, ding dong.
All right, tough
Julian
guy.
Turner and Hooker. Um, don't bring a Hooker home. I think Turner wins. He did come in overweight though, so I think that might be to his advantage.
Well, he's
Uh,
the dude is 6'3" at
he should be at welterweight.
lightweight, and
He should be at 170.
uh, is the thought of being 6'3" and weighing in at leaving at 158 like he did for this fight. Holy crap,
Yeah,
that's insane. Um, I
I
think
want.
both of us are longtime fans of the Hooker here.
Yeah,
Um, just I like the guy, long time UFC fighter, fought a lot of high level opponents, and he's going to get what's the standard 20% of Turner's show money he'll get.
hmm
I'd like to see Hooker knock him out. I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't either, but it'd be awesome if it did. Um, I think Turner's gonna win by TKO. It's weird because Hooker's a big guy for 155, and this guy has 3 inches on him.
Yeah, yeah.
So, kickboxing fight all the way.
Mhm.
But I I'll be pulling for Dan. It doesn't mean he's gonna win. But
Yeah, I mean, if you look at Dan Hooker's past couple fights, um, about a year ago, Arnold Allen, we saw him against Max Holloway in Kansas City. Tough as nails. Islam, Michael Chandler, Dustin Poirier. This dude's Paul Felder back when before he called it quits and went to cage side. He's fought some dudes. Um, how much damage is he carrying into this fight? You ever know when these guys are on the backside of their career or not?
yeah, I mean that Poirier fight was awesome. Give that. I think it was the third round. It was either second or third round. But if there's another 4 or 5 seconds, that fight was probably gonna get stopped. He was gonna win. We
Yeah,
don't know what would happen past that, but
yeah, yeah.
he's had some tough fights and taken some, excuse me, damage.
Hmm.
So um, I like him. I'm pulling for him, but Turner's gonna win by TKO.
Yeah, you're probably right, but just I'm going to stick with the Hooker here, just for nostalgia purposes. This fight, I don't typically like to do stuff like that, but I'm going to do that for this one. Um,
Um,
so this leads us to one guy who, for the life of me, I don't know why the hell he's been on pay-per-views like this. Middleweight with Bo Nickel, Penn State wrestler, three-time national champion, wrestler of the year. Didn't quite make the Olympic team. The dude is probably the best wrestler on the UFC roster right now. No doubt about that. Okay. He is a holy shnikes. Is that right? He is
25.
a 20. I had never seen that.
I think it's the biggest. Uh, he's the
Minus 2,500.
biggest favorite of all time. UFC, I believe.
Is this guy that much of a tomato can? I mean, we don't know anything about him. He's a
He's
Woodburn.
undefeated.
He's undefeated. He fought. I think he fought my clone in some promotion.
Well, my
And
thing
it
is
was a close fight. Okay.
this guy has absolutely nothing to lose. You come in on short notice, you get ran over, then it's short notice. But you go out there and knock him out. I mean, and the biggest favorite of all time in the UFC, that would be the craziest story. So he has nothing to lose. If he just goes out there and swings, and you never know, it might connect. He might put him out.
Hey,
So that guy,
I'll be pulled for this guy. 5'8", 185. He's been fighting in Florida in something called Combat Night Pro. Um, I never heard of that. He's never heard of these guys he's fought. But I mean, yeah, I mean, the thing is, he's got nothing to lose whatsoever. And, Bo Nickel, let's go back in time a little bit. Remember our old buddy Ben Askren?
buddy, yeah.
Well, yeah, but incredible wrestler. Incredible. Absolutely no doubt about it. And what happened to him?
Well,
About 8 seconds into the fight.
he Ben Askren had no hands at all, though. His only game plan was to grab you, and if you couldn't do that, then you couldn't do anything.
Well, Masvidal nailed him with the knee, knocked him into the time warp someplace in like 9 seconds. And that was the end of Ben Askren. Next thing you knew, he was fighting one of the Paul brothers on some stupid pay-per-view. I mean, respect to Bo Nickel. I mean, obviously UFC is high on this guy because this is his second main card fight, second pay-per-view fight on a card that's got 2 title fights and then got a freaking legend who deserves better in the late prelim in Robbie Lawler. I don't get this at all from a marketing point, I don't get it either. And I'll tell you why. Because of the economics of this stuff, there's going to be more people watching the prelims than there are going to drop $100 for the pay-per-view, right?
Well, I think that's why they put the Robbie Lawler fight there though. So everyone could watch him one more time for
You know,
free.
I agree with that, but at the same time, I think Lawler should have been on the pay-per-view and Bo Nickel. But anyway, it doesn't matter what we think, as Dana White and his crew, they did what they wanted to do. Um, this could very easily be a quick feeling out, and this Val Woodburn guy might throw a couple haymakers or something. Anything could happen. He's built, he's compact, 5'8" at 185. So if he comes in the ring 5'8" and 205, like he probably will, you just don't know what's going to happen. But look for Bo Nickel to close the distance, secure the takedown, maybe try to wear him out a little bit, some grounded pound. I would be shocked if this went more than, I'm going to say, 7 minutes of octagon time.
I think what I'm looking forward to is seeing Nickel if he gets a takedown stuffed. Like if
Yeah.
he'll keep pushing for it or if he'll kind of panic and then get into a firefight.
Mm.
Um, I'd like to see a guy fight him that can keep him off of him, and see if you can test him standing up. But I don't know if that'll happen.
Well, if I am that high on this guy, I'm Dana White or the Sean Shelby, the matchmakers. I need to look at recent past with these just big time names that they were trying to push to the moon. And let's go over them. Had Ben Askren. They traded freaking Demetrius Johnson, flyweight goat, for him, and we saw what happened to Ben Askren. Then you look at some other guys like Super Sage Northcutt, the next coming of George St. Pierre. He was a decent fighter, but he wasn't a superstar. And along those same lines, Paige Van Zant, nothing but respect to her. They were pushing her to the moon, had her in all these commercials, and she was just okay. She wasn't a big star. So
Well, this guy is a
yeah,
wrestler.
yeah.
I think that's the difference because I saw a chart of all the UFC champions and there was like 40 something wrestlers and everyone else was low, like crazy low numbers compared to their
Yeah.
discipline style. So, easy pick is he wins the fight. I don't know if the guy's a champ, and we're not gonna know, but eventually he's gonna run into a guy that's not gonna let him bully him on the ground.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that fight more than this one. But I'm pulling for the short notice guy. It's always fun to watch them and see if they can pull something off. So
Yeah. Oh heck yeah. I'll be cheering for him. And you never know. Our good buddy and subscriber Mike Tyson famously said, "Everybody got a plan till you get punched in the mouth." So maybe he punches Bo Nickel in the mouth, and Bo Nickel didn't know what to do. He's like Ricky Bobby. What do I do with my hands?
some
And
guys, yeah, they freeze when plan A doesn't work, when they've
yeah,
dominated so much, and they're like, "I'm gonna come in here and destroy you," and then they don't let that happen. They kind of
yeah.
it screws with them. So
Hey, real quick, we got about 5 minutes left in our program. I want to talk about Lawler and Price, but after we do that, can we stop this one and then like do a short one right afterward on a couple other things from the best sporting event this past weekend, the Nathan's hot dog eating contest?
sure, man.
All right. So stay tuned. We got about 5 minutes left in this episode. Stay tuned after this because we're going to drop another one talking about the Nathan's hot dog. So anyway, on the final card on the prelim, we've got the one of my favorite fighters of all time, freaking Ruthless Robbie Lawler. The man is a legend. Um, we know he's going to keep coming forward. He is way past his prime. And should he still be out there? I don't know. I mean, this guy, Nico Price, is a good fighter. He is the favorite. Uh, he's been in the octagon with Michael Pereira. He's been in there with and also past his prime. Cowboy Cerrone, Phil Rowe last time. He's coming off of a loss. If this fight was 10 years ago, Robbie Lawler beat the crap out of him in about 5 minutes. But what do you think tonight or tomorrow?
I think Robbie's gonna go for it, and I don't think Nico Price is gonna finish him. He's not much of a finisher guy anymore, at least. But I think Robbie's gonna go for it. Probably get hit with some big shots, but I think they're just gonna slug it out for 15 minutes, and it's not gonna be a sleeper fight. Robbie's gonna go out there and he's gonna fight, and he's gonna give us what we want. He
You
always
know,
has.
I completely forgot that, Robbie Lawler hasn't fought since a year ago against Brian Barberina. And I don't even remember that, but Barberina beat him by TKO. Um, gosh, you could probably go back to 1919, geez. The Cerrone fight, which was in 2017, that was the end of Robbie Lawler's peak. Okay. And he's lost 5 to 6 since then. But the man is a legend. He's had some of the best fights ever. For our new listeners out there, if you've never seen his fight versus Roy McDonald back from 2015 for the title, check it out. Check out McDonald's nose, or don't check it out if you're queasy about things. Just some of the crazy stuff I've ever seen. Fights versus Carlos Condit, Tyron Woodley, Johnny Hendricks back when Hendricks was kind of, for one fight, kind of looking like he was going to take the place of George St. Pierre. Didn't happen, but the guy's a legend. Um, I think I speak for everybody in the universe except for anybody related to Nico Price that we're wanting to see Ruthless Robbie Lawler walk out of the octagon with his arm raised. You know what I mean?
There's not a lot of happy endings in the UFC, um, which is always tough. But it could heal all of us if he got the job done. And I really hope he does. I'll be rooting for him. I'll be yelling at the TV for him.
Yeah.
I don't think he wins. I think he loses by decision. But they're gonna swing. They are.
Yeah, they're going to swing. And, I mean, this fight very well might not go all 3 rounds, but I'm going to go out on a limb. If I was in Vegas and I'm not tonight, I would not put a dime on this bet. You guys do that at your own risk. But I'm going to take Robbie Lawler late second round TKO. He brings the heat one last time before he drops his glove in the octagon to retire.
That would be the best ending I could see, man. I hope you're right.
Yeah, I hope I'm right too. For our listeners out there, if you want to make money on this fight, don't listen to a damn word I said. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's our breakdown of the main card, and then the final prelim fight of the night for UFC 290, which comes tomorrow evening. And thank you folks for tuning in. And we're not going to have a week or 10 days between this and our next show. We're going to do a short segment that you're going to see up short, not too long after this. So stay tuned. I'm Mike. Again, thank you, Texas Roadhouse. Your sweet tea, sweet potatoes were on point, and the medium rare steak was cooked well tonight. Zach's got the hat.
Guapo.
It's freaking glorious. Thank you, folks. We will see you very soon.